Hey, hello everyone. Thanks for being here. So we're gonna continue working on the Rheem furnace. I'm gonna show you how to get the blower housing compartment out, how to slide it out. So there are different ways. First of all, always make sure the power is off, right? Please, always power is off. And I disconnected the gas, but we're gonna be working here. So there are different ways. First of all, there are two screws on the side, which is a 1/4 inch screws. You need a 1/4 inch bit. There are two screws on the side. These screws are holding the whole housing compartment of the blower. And then first you remove these two, and as you see, don't lose them. For me, I don't care because I'm scrapping this furnace. But if you're doing it at home, don't lose the screws. Okay, now these screws, I move them now. As you see, the whole housing will slide out. Look. See? Now, you leave it halfway like that, and then you remove the control board bracket, right? Don't lose the screws. Again, I'm scrapping it, so don't do like me. I don't care about them. So here there are another two screws. Now the whole bracket will be on its own, and then as you see now, I can remove it like that, right? Now what you can do, take some pictures. We're gonna remove the screws, the wires, but you have to remember where they go. Otherwise, you can remove the limit switch itself, right? So the limit switch is on its own. Now all these are ready to go, right? Now you remove the limit switch, right? Now here you have to remove the blower leads. Okay, you don't need them to be here because we can have this separate. So again, the blower speed, as I told you, they are interchangeable. So you remember where they go. Now see, everything is ready to go. Now I either can take the transformer from here. There are two screws, right? From here, or I can remove the. For me, it's easy. I know where they go. I can remove the wires, and now you have the whole thing ready to be to go on its own. So you have somebody holding it for you, or like me, I have a lot of space. I leave it here. Okay, now this is ready. Now I'm gonna remove it. Just slide it out. I'm gonna have it on the table there, and I'm gonna show you how to take it apart. Now this is free, right? Okay, so give me a minute so I can set the camera to. So as you see, first of all, we have to release the shaft from here. Okay. Now something you have to remember: when you put the blower back, you have to make sure it's the same space. Okay. Usually the same space has to be equal to the space on the each side, so the wheel doesn't hit the housing. Okay. And this is for. Remember this at the end after we put the blower back, but at least you know what I'm talking about. If you can look at it, see how it is. Try to remember how it is. Okay, so now you need a service wrench because this screw that's holding on the shaft, it has like a square tip like this, right? So either you can use a service wrench or this, but I don't need it now because I have this. Okay. So counterclockwise, right? As you see, now it depends how lucky you are. Sometimes it's easy. I removed it because I might have to drop some oil here. Sometimes just by twisting it a little bit like this, it slides really nice. I think this is good. So you're gonna go back and forth. See, looks like, luckily it's easy. Now on this Rheem, by the way, Rheem is the only, I think it's the only furnace that have this kind of bracket, like screws on each side. So basically what you need to do is you're gonna have to remove all these screws. There are 12. You got 3 here. Right? So this blower motor, as you see, it's replacement because it's universal. It has a different it's made to be reversal, so it runs either clockwise or counterclockwise. So this is all ready. Now here we're gonna have this, so you can have the capacitor off. See the capacitor? Sometimes it's gonna be a little pain in the neck, but also looks like the capacitor was also replaced. Okay, so this comes off. Now see, I'm gonna just slide it out. Watch. Okay, it's all off. Okay. Now if you get a new motor, you have to remove these blower bracket. Basically, they have two screws here, and they move. Try to remember how they go, right? So basically, that's how you remove it, right? So basically, you remove each screw. I'm gonna pause it so you don't have to wait for it to finish all of them. So basically, these are all taken off. Now I'm gonna put back one of these, just so you see it, right? Just 1 second. So now I'm gonna show you how to put it back. Okay, don't go crazy on it. I would say tighten it with this as slow as you can till the end, and then you're gonna have to tighten it hand tight with this guy. Okay, just like this, right? So I'm gonna put the rest, and I'll get back to you. Okay. So as you see, I put them back like you see. Now all what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just put it back as it was before. Now remember, the flat surface of the shaft should go exactly where the mounting screw is. So try to find it. I found it. So I'm gonna go like this. Okay. Now remember, this is the front, so you might have to go a little bit like this. You want the wiring to be facing the front, okay? And here we put back the capacitor in the round place, right? Now remember, this is not the original capacitor. Okay. So now we're gonna try to put these in the place, and then you put the screws. So basically, that's gonna be it for as far as blower screws. That's gonna be it. Okay, so I'm gonna pause and then finish these screws, and I'll get back to you. You don't have to wait all this time. Now, if I were you, see, I used to it. I know the torque, but if you are doing it for the first time, you have to be careful. If you're not watching, you might strip the thread of the screw. So what you need to do, go slowly to the end like this. Okay. Again, you have to be careful. If you don't pay attention to the power of the drill, you might. And you cannot afford to have any of these screws stripped. It's gonna compromise the whole bracket integrity. So after you do it so slow, then you can do it hand tight like this. That's it. Just a kick like this. I can feel getting harder and I stop. And you can check, make sure all of them. The other one has a small kick. Okay. Just don't go too strong. Be careful, please, because it's very easy to strip the screw. Okay. Just a kick. It should be all good. Okay. Now this one has to go anywhere in here. The ground. Don't forget the ground. I'll just put it here. Okay. So now the most important part Actually, there's another screw here for the for the what do you call the capacitor. I'll put it later, but it comes here to mount it. Don't forget. I lost it. I put it somewhere. It could be somewhere here. So anyway, now the most important part is the wheel. So the wheel, you have to make sure, as I told you, it's in the middle. But in this case, you don't have a lot of play. Sometimes they can have an inch back and forth. But this guy is barely 3/8 or so. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna make sure you look at the space here, make sure it's not hitting the housing. So and then, as I told you earlier, you have to make sure the screw, when you mount the screw, it should be perfectly on the edge, on the flat surface of the. Now I didn't tighten it yet. I just did a hand tight, just to test the wheel to make sure it's not touching anything. See, like this, which is good. And then I will tighten it clockwise. Okay. Now the most important thing you have to remember, I think the biggest problem I have seen within the years is people put the screw not on the surface of the shaft. So what they get is basically what they get is the screw can be if you put it on the, for example, like excuse me, I'm not good in diagram or stuff, but at least if you can follow with me, imagine this is the shaft, right? I'm not good as drawing. So this is the flat surface. Now this is the screw coming here, right? I have nothing to do with drawing, but anyway. So when you tighten this thing, can you see it, right? When you tighten the thing on the surface here, and like I did really strong, you can go as strong as you want, it's not gonna break. So like this, counterclockwise, like already, that's gonna be perfect. It's gonna stay like that forever. However, sometimes people accidentally, or they don't pay attention, they put the screw here on the, let me see if I can somehow draw a screw, and they put it here. So here you might get away with it if you tighten it really strong, but still there's a huge chance it's gonna slip. But the worst yet comes at the edge of, this edge where it's the shaft come from round to surface. They put it here, and here where all the hell break loose, and the whole here where disasters happen, because they tighten it here. Later, when it start moving, the blower start moving, it's gonna start somehow, all the crazy thing will happen. The shaft will start rotating on its own, and then you have a lot of damage. Every time I go to a job, I see the wheel is all messed up. The housing is damaged because this guy is not really grabbing it good. So always be careful. Make sure you put the screw on the shaft, flat surface of the shaft, okay? And then you make sure this perfectly balanced so it doesn't touch anything like that, okay? I think that's it. As far as putting it back, there's like a slide. So basically there is a rail inside here. If you look very carefully, you're gonna see there are two kind of like rails, and the housing has like lips. And then these lips will basically slide them in like that, right? If you put the first edge perfectly in, then it's gonna just slide like that, okay? And then you put the screws. Now remember, you have to put this bracket here before you push it all the way in, because it's gonna be harder and harder. So for example, you push it halfway, and then you put the bracket. Actually, sorry, I almost damaged it. First, you have to put the limit switch, remember? And after the limit switch, remember we had the transformer later. So we can put this now here, right? And then, if I can find my screws. Anyway, I'm gonna steal a screw from here. Don't do that. I'm scrapping this, but so at least you know. So this goes like that. You know what I'm talking about. And then another screw here. So basically it's already there. I'm scrapping this. I don't care. In your case, you know what I'm talking about. Make sure you mount it very good. And you don't lose your screws, right? Like I do. So there are 4 screws. You have to make sure you mount them. Right? And then we push it. Now we're good. Imagine I put them 4 of them perfectly. Now remember the wires of the motor, they are exchangeable. So I decided, for example, cool, I put high speed, which is black. Be careful, the power is off. Do not leave the power on, because while you're pushing this, sometimes you can have the board. The board can touch the surface. You're gonna pop it. It's gonna break. Red is low. I'm gonna put it at low speed. Blue is medium. I put it a regular heat. And these are one of them I don't need it. It's common. It's basically sorry. It's a you put it in the dummy. Remember in the other video there is a dummy connection, which is like a safe place to have the extra speed. It's M1, which is park or dummy connection. And then the common goes to blower, right? The white one. And then the transformer, same thing. Remember, the transformer we have hot, right? The black one goes to transformer hot by the power. Okay, and then neutral for the transformer, right? It's here. It has a place XFMR, which is transformer. And then the yellow goes to the 24 volt. Then the last one will be the red one, which is basically 24. So this is all for the blower, okay? Now I think the next video we're gonna attack the heat exchange. Thanks for your time.